Hi, this is Elliot from Sundial Equity Administration, and today I want to take a look at issuing option grants in two different cap table platforms, a newer platform called Mantle, as well as a more well-known platform called Carta. So without further ado, we'll dive into this. So taking a look at Mantle, this is my main dashboard in my Mantle account. You'll notice there's quite a bit to look at here. This is the overall cap table view, as well as quite a bit of information on the side here. But for the purpose of this walkthrough, we're just going to go straight over to the Securities tab on the left-hand side, and then click on the Options dropdown. This is going to show me a list of all the options that I have issued on the platform as of now. And to issue a new set of option grants, I can just click on this orange button in the top right corner, Draft Option Grants. At this point, I could upload or download a template to fill out the information in Excel. So if I was going to do quite a few at one time, I might do that. But for today, I'm just going to click on this button on the left-hand side, Add Option Grant. This will allow me to add one singular option grant here. So going through the fields here, I'm just going to click through quickly and select the stakeholder here. That automatically pulls in the stakeholder relationship, so we're all good there. I could change the equity plan if I had multiple plans here. I've just got the one plan, so the platform is automatically pulling that in. Same thing with the share class. You could indicate different share classes here, but I've just got this one, so that works great. A little bit of customization here. I can add an option prefix if I wanted that to be a little bit more specific, as well as indicate the option grant ID. If I don't change anything, this is just going to automatically pull in the next ID in the sequence based on the option grants that I have issued into the system. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep that there. For the grant quantity, I'll just say that I'm going to issue 3 options. The exercise price is automatically pulling in the latest valuation that I have on file, so that works good here. And then I can indicate the option type. I've got a few different selections here that I can make. I'll just indicate ISOs for this walkthrough here. And moving on to the vesting schedule. These are templates that I've got loaded into the platform. So if I wanted to create a custom schedule, I could do that, and you'll see a table here where I can add quite a bit of information to indicate the dates, the amounts that will vest on each subsequent date, as well as a description and more information here regarding a custom schedule. So that's pretty handy. But I'll just go ahead and click this template that I've already got here with the 148 monthly with a 1-year cliff. Moving on to the vesting start date, I'm just going to indicate a date in the past just so that we can see some vesting having happened here. And for the board approval, you are able to elect to have the board action approved within the platform, or you can just indicate that it's already been approved. So I'll just say that it has already been approved as of today. For the issuance, pretty similar. You can indicate the grant date, or if you wanted to go through the process of getting the issuance signed through the platform, you can do that via DocuSign. It just requires getting in touch with the Mantle team to be able to select your signing template here and get that done. But I'll just go ahead and say that it's already been granted as of today. The expiration date's automatically pulling in details from the plan, which is 10 years minus 1 day in the future, so you can see that here. And for documents, I'm going to go ahead and just select this blank document that I have saved in the system. You could upload files from your computer or from any files that you might have in Mantle. And you can also make these visible or not visible to the recipient. In this case, I don't mind if they see the file, so I'm going to say that that is visible to the recipient here. Once everything looks good, you can click the Save button in the bottom right corner. This is going to kind of remain here as a draft. As soon as I'm ready to publish this draft, I can click the box on the left-hand side, click the Review button in the top right corner, I'll get one last screen to take a look and make sure everything looks okay. I can see the impact that this will have on the plan as well as on the cap table. Once everything looks good, I can click this Issue Option Grants button in the bottom right-hand corner, and these grants are now reflected in the platform. So pretty quick and easy process here. Um, just to compare that with Carta, I'll just go through a quick issuance of an option grant here as well. So this is my dashboard within Carta, and some information here. In order to get to the option grants page, I can go to the securities tab on the left-hand side, and then I'll go down to the equity awards dropdown. On this page, I'll click the draft options button in the top right corner over here. This is going to be very similar to what we saw earlier in Mantle. I'll be able to create a new draft set where we can create some option grants to draft and issue. So I've got that information here. It's asking if board approval. If I want to get that through Carta, I'll just say no this time, and we continue forward. All right, on this page, it's a little bit different than what we saw earlier in Mantle. Instead of seeing those fields to fill out, I've actually got what looks like an Excel spreadsheet here with the required fields as I scroll to the right-hand side of the page. So we can go through these together. I'm just going to pick a stakeholder from the list here, which will automatically pull in their email, stakeholder type, and relationship. So that looks good. Any field that does not have a star is not required. So you could indicate a grant reason if you wanted to, but a lot of these fields you can leave blank, and that's totally fine as well. For the quantity, just to match the earlier example, I'll do 3. The exercise price is also pulling from the latest fair market value that I have on file, so that looks good. Similarly, I'm going to indicate that these have been board approved already with an approval date of today. Grant date I'll indicate as today as well. And the expiration date is going to pull from the plan with 10 years in the future minus 1 day. So everything was looking good so far. For the vesting start date, we'll go through. I'll just make this a couple years in the past and pull one of these vesting schedules that I had loaded in the system already. Again, if you did need to add a new custom schedule here, you could click this button and indicate, that you want to create a one-time schedule. On this page, you'll be able to indicate a name as well as any requirements for vesting, whether it be time-based or performance-based conditions. For this example, I'm just going to click one of the vesting schedules that I've got on file already, as well as the documents here. For the rest of these, most of these are going to be optional, so I'm just going to leave them blank for now, but you can see that there's a little bit more customization in the Carta workflow to be able to indicate job title, cost center, annual salary. So you've got a few things that you can indicate here to be able to sort through if you had quite a few option grants and you wanted to report on them and kind of drill down to specific metrics. You've got these anchors and fields that you can fill out. All right, with no errors, I can see final review of the options that I'm drafting here. Once everything looks good, I can click this Collect Signatures button in the bottom right-hand corner. This is going to send the grant automatically to the internal company signatory. They'll have a chance to review it, and then they can release the grant to the stakeholder as well. With that, the option grant has been issued, and we've gone through the process both in Carta and Mantle. Like I said, Carta is a long-standing cap table management platform. They've been around for over 12 years, very well known in the marketplace, packed with features, so they've definitely been around the block for a while. Mantle is a much newer company. They've been around for about a year and a half, but as you can see, they have very clear user interface, a lot of features as well. So it totally depends on the needs of your company to be able to pick between the two platforms and what's best for you. If you do have any questions regarding either of these workflows, any questions about either of those platforms or which platform might be better for you, feel free to reach out to us. I've got an email address listed in the comments section below, and we'll be happy to hear from you. So with that, thank you so much for watching and hope you have a great rest of your day.